was so mad at Tony that he did this, man. Let's go ahead and check it out.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? So me and Tony have been talking about, cooking, going in on a pocket together, something real fire. And to kind of, I don't want to say congratulate ourselves for being placed in the position that we was just placed in. But since, we was the two in that situation, it's kind of like shit, it kind of can feel like slightly like a good thing because it's a lot of stuff that, you ain't got to deal with no more. But just depending on how you look at it or depending on the type of stuff you involve yourself in, shit, it could be a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, you know what, this store day, we gonna cook a nice pocket mouth. So we go get our stove car come in, everything go smooth. I go get my stove. Tony go get his stove. We decide, what we gonna put together. So while I'm in there working on the food, and I don't want to hear nobody talk about some Bill can't cook this, and that, because everybody.
No, Bill, we know your ass can't cook, bruh. Just like how they say a good person doesn't repeatedly tell you they're a good person, nigga. If you could really throw down, nigga, you wouldn't have to tell us you throw down. Niggas would be speaking for they be like, oh man, Bill Feezy. Nah, that nigga right there, that nigga can cook like a motherfucker.
They know I can cook better than Kingston. Everybody know I can cook better than Banky Pound. Everybody know I can cook better than everybody on this membership and they mama. Everybody knows this. Everybody understands this already.
All right,
so,
bro.
I'm sitting here, putting the food together. And after he came in the room and put his stove up and, we discussed what items I need. Yeah, let me get 3 soup. Let me get a summer sausage. Give me a bomb of cheese puffs, whatever. I'm gonna put the rest in. I'm gonna put the tuna. I'm gonna put the mackerel, whatever the case is. We decided. He gives it to me. He grabs like a good handful of stuff and he shoot out the room. So probably about 10 minutes into my preparation, it hit me that where the hell Tony at? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't? I mean, it don't take a bunch of people to cook, but considering that we just threw in on this together, people usually be in there watching or on standby to go grab you hot water whenever you need it. You know what I'm saying? He was nowhere to be found. It wasn't just super urgent or nothing. It was more so like I'm tripping. It wasn't super urgent or nothing. It was just more so where the hell he at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after about another few minutes go by, I'm really breaking up all the soups now because I had to get everything in order because you know how a real chef preps. The door swing open. It's Tony. And in that moment, bro, it was something different about him. Right then and there, in that moment, it was something different about him. It ain't even nothing that I can immediately identify. Like his physical didn't look different. But when I looked up at him and I looked him in his eyes, number one, it was like a guilt. He immediately broke eye contact. Then he kind of looked back at me real quick, then did it again. You know what I'm saying? Then he was wiping his hands off on his shirt and stuff like that. So I'm looking at him at this point. Now he goes straight into his box, gets to the box, reach his hand in there. I watched this man reach his hand in the box, place his hand on some items, like made noise with it, then gonna look back at me. I'm still looking at him the whole time. He talking about how the hell the pocket coming along. I'm like, shit, it's straight. I'm like, shit, you gonna help me? You gonna get the hot water for me? Whatever. He like, yeah, I got you. I'm just behind the song real quick. He grabbed another handful of food out and leave out the room. So by the time I get to the point where I'm really ready for the hot water, I stick my head up the door. I call his name a couple times, no answer. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go down there to the hot water tank, get it myself.
Right.
Had to make like 2 or 3 trips down there.
I see.
I get back in the room. I put the pocket together. I put my real Chef Boyardee skills on it. I get it right. When they get done, I separated my bowl, Tony bowl. I hit it with some squeezed cheese. I hit it with some mackerel. I crushed up some Doritos, sprinkled that on top of it, hit it with a couple.
Yo, my dad was in prison for, I want to say it's about 6 years, bro. I was wondering when he would, because he's been, I think he's there right now. Now that I say this, but I would always wonder, like, yo, how he even think of some of this shit, bro. The shit they be thinking of in prison to cook, bro. I'd be like, how would you even think to like put that with that and like that? Why does it actually taste good too? Like it's kind of weird, you know. But you know,
peppers. It was busting. So I took the top to his bowl and put it on top of there and just set it on top of his box. And I sat down and went to enjoying mine. He eventually came back in the room. Now the room was a mess because I got noodle wrappers everywhere, crumbs everywhere. You know, you got to clean up when you done cooking because there'd be a lot of packets and stuff wasting. That man comes straight in the room. He asked me where his was at. I point to the top of his box. He reaches up there, he popped the lid off of it, grabbed his spoon. Now, when he grabbed his spoon out the box, what I paid attention to was, as he was pulling the spoon out, it was a very dirty sock and some drawers that he reached under. So I just know you not about to pull your hand out with a spoon. It was, and as dirty as them socks was, I about know them drawers had to be in the same condition. You know what I'm saying?
right?
The man pulled the spoon out, went straight into the bowl. Yeah, they be busting. Put it on top of his box. Grabbed something else out his box and shot straight out the room, bro. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I just know for sure he's gambling somewhere. And you know, I'm hoping that it's not gonna turn into a situation where he end up getting into it with somebody, or, you know, it's a situation where we gonna have to participate in something stupid because somebody gonna try to mishandle him because of the situation that happened with his membership. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, that's the only thing in prison. That's one of the main things about in prison. When you got a quote unquote homeboy, or when you're a part of a gang group, organization, whatever you want to call it, one of the worst feelings from first person perspective is feeling responsible for somebody else, somebody that you didn't know before this situation, or just any adult, whether I knew you or not. It's a very terrible feeling for me to see you moving funny, and in my head now I go to getting worried because depending on what you got going on, it could put me in a bad space. So during that time, it was always situations like that that I kind of appreciated more, that I didn't have to deal with no more. But at the same time, you know, like I said, it's other things you might have had to deal with, and you know what I'm saying? So I clean up the room, bro. I done looked up at his bowl a couple times because he ain't came back and touched it.
Oh
So
God, looking at that motherfucker like, God damn, nigga, if you don't eat this motherfucking food, boy, I'm finna eat it for you, goddamn. I know how it is, Bill. I've been there.
get to the door, I had went and got the broom. So I'm sweeping the room out. So when I get to the door, I'm sweeping the room out. I push the door open. I look around the door trying to see if I see old Tony. I don't see old Tony nowhere in my view. So I'm like, damn, I wonder where the hell could Tony be? You know what I'm saying? So I sweep the room out, and then I see there's a couple of the, you know, GDs down there, a couple of them down there. You can tell like they in and out the room. They probably in the room kicking it, talking shit or whatever. So I go over there, hey, y'all boy got going on, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to kick it. See, you got some acting funny, some they just still acting normal like ain't nothing ever happened. I don't see Tony down there nowhere. So I come back up here to the room. When I'm coming back up to the room, I see a door open like 3 rooms down from me, and Tony and this other dude slide out the room. Major red flag. The dude who room he slid out of don't do nothing but ride the dirt bike and skateboard. Now, if you don't know what that means, that's methamphetamines, that's cream. I never ever saw Tony be chilling with this man in the room. What and I'm not just straight up judging nobody because I know people have different struggles. So I'm not saying that you do meth, don't talk to that person as if he's not a human being. I'm not saying that. But if you smoke crack, I don't understand what my purpose, a person that does not smoke crack, would be hanging out with you when I know you're trying to crack into. No, I'm just playing. I know you trying to involve yourself in something that I have no types of dealings with. It just don't add up to me. You know what I'm saying? So they shoot in my room. So I come in right behind him. Tony don't see me come in behind him. So he like, hell yeah, boy, make sure you pull that door. And when he looked back, he stopped talking. And then it was like, fuck on, bitch, kind of stuttered a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he looked back at the other dude and he grabbed a couple more dollars out of his box and handed it to that dude. And that dude shoot out the room. I was like, Dad, you must ain't like the pocket. He said, no, that bitch busting. I just ain't hungry right now. Man, as long as I've known this man, that man ain't never had no appetite issues. As long as I know him, it ain't never been no issue with him eating. You know,
bro, black people lying, bro. That shit is some of the funniest shit in the world, bro. Like the way they you know, sometimes I love being, well, not sometimes, I love being black. And it's just certain things, bro, that you just like, you just know.
Now you hanging with this dude, and I know the drug, curbs appetite. It's starting to make me think he on that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I just play it cool, like it ain't nothing going on or whatever the case. So probably about 30 minutes before lockdown, I run to the shower, you know what I'm saying? I go take me an old shower. I come back in the room. Tony pacing back and forth, sweating. I'm like, bro, what's up? You all right? He like, yeah, just think about something. I'm like, well, shit, we ain't got that much longer before lockdown. He like, yeah, I know. I say, shit, you ain't gonna go take a shower? You gonna make me suffer? You gonna be in here stinking and I gotta suffer and smell it? So he started laughing to me, man, I was just finna go get in the shower. You tripping. So he grabbed his net bag, grabbed some stuff, he left out. So right here at this moment, I'm thinking in my head, yeah, he got something going on. You know what I'm saying? He leave out, he out there for about 15 minutes. The girl finally come in there locked down. He end up arguing with her because she telling him, get out the shower. You know what I'm saying? He finally get out. He cussing her out. She cussing him back out, walking him to the room. She lock us in the room and she go locking all the other doors. Bro, I'm laying on my bed. But when he walked in the room from the front door and that lady slammed the door, I don't know if it's the air from the door that just pushed, but when it hit me in the face, bro, it was a whiff of disgustingness. Bro, that man stank so bad. I say, damn, did the water ignite the stench? Like, how the hell that man just took a shower and smelled worse than he smelled? You know what I'm saying? So when he came walking closer to his box, to go in his box, putting his stuff back, I kind of leaned up a little bit. But his back was to me, facing me though. So I kind of leaned in forward a little bit and I took a silent, deep breath. I was just trying to see, like, am I tripping or not, bro? The man stank. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at, like, his back, the top of his shoulder, the back of his neck, his head, bro. Don't nothing look.
Oh, God, you just know the back of that nigga neck was dry. You know what I'm saying? That's the method. You wouldn't know if a nigga took a shower or not, bro. Look, because a nigga might throw some water on their chest, their arms, whatever. But they always forget the back of that neck. I'm on you musty ass niggas, man.
Damp nothing. I said, bro, that man ain't took no shower, bro. So while I'm doing this, trying to sniff, that nigga turned around real quick, was trying to say something to me. I had done went from to like I was stretching out. He talking about, hell yeah, boy, that shit crazy, boy. So I'm like, damn, what the hell going on with bro? You know what I'm saying? I hope bro all right or something, you know what I'm saying? So we come back out the room. So the next day we come back out the room, early in the morning, bro. Tony shot out the room before me. And you know I get up early, bro. I get up early every day. I'm up early, damn near as soon as the police pop the doors. Sometimes I be woke before them. But I get up early, you know, and by the time I officially stretched out and was sitting up to get up early, Tony was shooting out the room. And I heard, like, you know, like a plastic wrapper, so it let me know he had some food. I say, damn, I hope bro ain't sneaking and geeking for real. So when I get up, first thing I do, I look at the top of his box to see about the food. I look up there, bro, that whole bowl of food still sitting there. Now I know damn well my cooking ain't that damn bad to the point I done cooked the whole bowl.
Yeah, nigga, it might be, Bill. Shit. You know what I'm saying? It just might be.
Bowl of food, and this man just got it sitting up there. I know my cooking skills ain't just on the floor. I ain't linked over like that, you know what I'm saying? It got to be something else going on with bro.
Right, right.
So when I go over here, I go to brushing my teeth, he comes straight back in the room, walk past me again, he stank. And bro, listen, I promise you, Tony ain't never been like that, bro. That man usually be on point, bro, you know what I'm saying? So he came back in there, went over there to his box, went through the box, moving stuff around, and I hear this man say, man, they got me fucked up. No, a nigga ain't tried me like that. So now I'm thinking something done came up missing. Now that dude you had in the damn room yesterday is probably finna be an issue with him. I'm like, what the hell you missing, bro? What you looking for? He told me, so, my bowl of food, man, bro, got me fucked up. So he go to walk into the door like he finna walk out. I say, what bowl of food? You talking about the food I cooked yesterday? He said, yeah, that's the only nigga done been in this room. I said, Tony, it's on top of your box, folks. You never moved it. That man turned around and looked, walked over there to the bowl, grabbed it, and was like, oh, took the top off and destroyed it. Ate it like a wild boar, destroyed it immediately. So I'm like, bro, what's up with you? You all right? He like, yeah, what you mean? I'm like, it's just something been different about you, Tony. I don't know, bro. Like you goddamn stank. You took a shower last night. Did you get in the water or did you just stand outside the water and let the water run? So he busts out laughing. He like, see, you old comedian ass nigga, you always trying to be funny, CB. I said, no, I'm not. I'm being dead serious, bro. Something ain't, you feel me? So while we sitting here talking, it's a knock at the door swing open before I could say, yo, I get immediately paranoid because I'm thinking somebody trying to do something to me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to hurt me. I go to reaching for the candy bar, but I don't left it on the bed when the door swing open. It's the little dude that who room he was in, who he had in my room yesterday. And bro swung the door open. He smiling, got a big ass Kool-Aid smile on his face. Bro, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I look over at Tony. Tony go back to smiling. Now you two niggas looking like two angry ass clowns in here at 5 in the morning. Both of y'all sitting there. You know, it just starting to paranoid me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I look at bro, I'm like, what's up, bro? So he like, oh, my bad. Tony, yeah, fuck with me. So Tony was like, bet, destroyed. I'm talking about licked the rest out the bowl like a real German Shepherd, threw the bowl back on top of the box, shot out the room. So I'm like, yeah, bro, I got something going on. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't even think it was a full 20 minutes went by. You hear some arguing. Like, you hear people loud. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they saying, but I hear stuff like, got me fucked up. So I stick my head out the door. I hear it coming from that side of the range where that room at, and I recognize Tony's voice. You know what I'm saying? So I leave out the room, bro. I go walk down there. I kind of go look in the door. You got Tony and bro. And bro, they're in the middle of the floor arguing. The light on. You got bro roommate on the bed. Looked like he was asleep. He just not waking up. You know what I'm saying? Because he getting up, scratching his head and stuff. His eyes red. And these folks is in here having a whole argument. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled the door open. I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't gonna have no respect for the man bunkmate. Tony looked at me and turned straight back around and was like, bro, I gave you $6. Looked back at me and said, C-Bill, how many times I came in the room and grabbed $3, $4? I said, bro, I wasn't paying you no attention. I mean, you came and grabbed something a couple times. I don't know exactly what you came and got or what you was doing, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all folks, you feel me? Like, come on, bro, it's early in the morning, bro.
Right.
So, Tony was like, damn, bro, you always trying to shit on a nigga, bro. I don't understand that shit. You always trying to shit on a nigga.
Ironic. Shitty booty nigga is talking about shitting on a nigga.
Bro, that shit crazy, bro. You trying to shit on a nigga. So, bro, like, nigga, I ain't trying to shit on shit. I'm just telling you, you know this what it is. And like I say, bro, the dude who it was, bro, he be down bad, bro. I'm talking about real life put you in mind of a J. Like a real crackhead. Like, he be down bad. And it just, I don't understand how you and Tony even become friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, then the way the man talking to Tony, he slick talking kind of crazy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't understand it for the life of me. Like, to no degree did I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So, Tony shoot out the room. I go behind him. He go in the room. I go in the room with him. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, Tony, you getting high, bro? So he was like, what? I said, you getting high? He was like, man, come on, G, don't try me like that. I said, I'm just asking, bro, because I'm just trying to figure out what type of, togetherness could you possibly have with Buddy. Everybody know this is the only thing he be on. He's for, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is like that. So Tony like, man, that nigga trying to shit on a nigga, bro. I ain't with all that, bro. I ain't with all that, bro. And then he went into the back of the cell and just stood there looking real crazy. He went to chewing down on his lips and that thing, you know, he started crying. And I let him, just do what he was doing, knock at the door. Right when I was going to the door, it swung open. It was bruh, but I kind of blocked his view so he couldn't see Tony. And I was like, hold on, bro, hold on. Come back. And he left out the room. Well, he never came in. He just walked away, and I pulled the door back up. And when Tony finished crying, bro, he said, I got something for that fuck nigga. Nigga want to try to shit on me. They want to try to shit on me. I know why niggas trying to play with me. I got something for him. And I was like, what the hell going on with you though, bro? He just told me, like, not being a part of that group no more, he don't even know how to think straight. He was just like, bro, he been doing it for so long, even before it was official, because y'all know how it go. Like, let's just say, for instance, you were blood. Let's just say, for instance, you became blood at 18 years old. You might have really been blood since you was about 13, 14, but 18 is when the official put on came. So that was like his situation. And he was just like, bro, that's all I know. So for them to tell me this, I was like, well, it's not a forever thing. Bro just said 2 years. He was like, yeah, I know, but at the same time, bro, that just, so he never really confirmed, that he was doing drugs or he had something drug related going on. But I'm already knowing, that that's what it was, because it ain't no other reason for you to be hanging out with bro. You know what I'm saying? So I say about a week go by. Now, they wasn't really hanging out no more. They wasn't really kicking it. You'll see them say something to each other here and there, but not for real. So I'm out there on the walk. I'm trying to pull a string. I'm trying to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Try to get us some money or something like that. So I'm out there talking to who I need to talk to, try to pull together whatever I can. I'm coming back in the dorm. Bro, when I get in the Sally Port and I'm waiting on the officer to pop the button to let me back in the dorm, I see the dude that be on the cream walking out our room. He got a cup in his hand. Now, I'm watching him, of course, but I'm knowing for sure Tony is in there, or Tony permitted him to go in there. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody just going in your room. Ain't nobody doing all that, and they ain't had no type of permission to go in there and do that. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally come back in the dorm, I go to the room, Tony not in there. So now it's my only obligation to make sure Tony knew that he went in the room. So I go walking down to his room, but as soon as I look through the flap, I see Tony in there. So I don't say nothing. I turn around and go back to the room. So that means Tony sent him in there to get the cup. And I'm just chilling, taking my shirt off, taking my state shirt off so I could just have on my t-shirt because it's hot. I say about 5 minutes later, Tony come in the room. He go through his box. He like, bro, you seen my cup? I say, huh? He said, you seen my cup? I say, your cup? He said, yeah. I say, didn't you send your partner down here to get a cup? He said, hell no, he came and got a cup. I said, when I first came in the dorm, I saw him walking out this room with a cup. So he was like, man, hell no. So he shot out the room. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, see, stupid shit like that, I ain't got time for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, I'm gonna let bro know too. Hey, bro, from now on, don't, you feel me? So a few minutes later, Tony come back in the room. He got the cup in his hand. So I was like, you didn't tell him to come get that? He was like, nah, it was just a misunderstanding, but it's all good. That's when I had that talk with Tony. Like, bro, I don't know what you doing. I don't know if you done got into some things or whatever the case. I kind of believe you have. But just for the respect of, us and our safety or whatever, bro, just don't have nobody else in here, bro. Let's just minimize, having any type of company in here or anything like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just not do that, bro. So he said, all right, that's a bet, whatever. We go out to Chow one day, chicken on the bone day. I had to go get that. This is about a week or so later, chicken on the bone day. And it's so crazy though, cause when I used to be coming back in from the dorm, bro, like if I could see my room right there, usually I could, cause the way I was at, the angle I was at, bro, I would be approaching the building, looking through the glass, up at the room, you know what I'm saying? And the same situation happened again. I see bro coming out my room. He don't got nothing in his hand this time. I know for a fact Tony was just in the chow hall, so I know he ain't told you to come in his room for nothing. So I say, I gotta make an example myself. I gotta let something be known. So I go in the room. I go in the dorm. I go straight to my room, look through the window, make sure there wasn't nobody else in there. It wasn't. I went straight to bruh's room, knocked on the door, pulled the door. But he like, "What's up, C-Bill?" I step in the room. I said, "Hey, listen, bro. I don't know if Tony told you or not. Stop going in my room, bro." I said, "Wasn't nobody just in my room? So I really don't even understand what was the purpose of you in my room." He said, "Oh, no, bro. I had used Tony's spoon. I was putting his spoon back." I said, "Well, listen, I don't give a damn what you doing. If I'm not in there, if Tony not in there, bro, stop coming in my room, bro. Because last time he said he didn't even know you moved that cup. And I don't want nothing to come up missing because I'm going to automatically think it was you. You feel me?" So he was like, "All right, for sure, bro. I ain't going to come in your room no more. I ain't going to come in your room no more." So I'm like, "All right, that's a bet." So when I'm coming out the room, Tony looking at me, he walking up the steps, but we making eye contact. So I guess he watched me go in there when I'm walking out. And he was like walking up to me, he was like, everything straight. So I was like, "Hell yeah, bro. I just had to tell the nigga like, bro, stop coming in my room, bro. You tripping." So he was like, "Yeah, I had already told him." He was like, "I'm gonna let him know again, though." I was like, "Yeah, bro, ain't nobody going for all that, bro. That nigga tripping, bro. He need to stop doing that, bro." So Tony go down there, you know what I'm saying? Like he talking to him or whatever the case. So Tony come back in there, he let me know everything good. And then about an hour later, it was a knock at the door. I'm like, "Yo," and bro, you know, it was bro. So I'm like, "Come on, bro." So he came, like, "What's up, CBL?" Like everything was smooth or whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's sitting here talking about how he's finna put himself on the door, but basically he's saying he finna go beat the sleeves off somebody. Somebody tried him or whatever, they finna fight a whoop, and he was asking Tony to let him borrow his boots. He didn't have no boots for whatever reason. So Tony let the man borrow the boots. He leave out the room. So Tony asking me about it, like, "Damn, who you think gonna win? What the rule?" I think I picked the other dude, just whatever, just saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care to go watch it or nothing like that.
Right.
Tony don't leave out the room neither. He stay on his bunk. So he eventually leave out after so long. So after so long, he eventually leave out the room. Now, Tony's shower shoes was ripped up real bad. Like, he used to use pieces of a shirt to try to tie it together and make it still hang together. So he leave out the room. When he leave out, he ain't got on nothing but his socks. But I know he just, you know, probably finna go get his boots from bruh. We don't know. I really ain't heard no noise, so I don't know if bruh got to fight with nobody or not. You know what I'm saying? And he go down there, he do whatever he do. He eventually come back in the room. He like, "Damn, bro, he had his boots on." He was like, "Yeah, bro, just put himself on the door." He like, "Yeah, that man putting himself on the door right now." So I'm like, "Bro," he like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Did they get to fighting?" He said, "Man, hell no, that man was scared, bro. He was too scared, bro." And I was like, "Okay." And while Tony was talking, bro, something just went to stinking out the blue. You know what I'm saying? I look at Tony, you know, I ain't looking at a nigga now. I look at Tony like, man, he like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Bro, you farting or something?" He like, "Hell no." I'm like, "You ain't shitted on yourself, did you?" So he started laughing. He like, "Man, watch out, bro. Your ass always talking crazy, bro." So he leave out the room. So he leave out. I don't smell nothing no more. So I know you feel me? So I step out there to the door. I push the door open. I see bro down there in the salad pot. And, you know, with all his property, the officer done let him on the other side of the salad pot already.
Right.
So for the rest of that day, bro, I didn't see Tony nowhere. He was like hidden somewhere, bro. That's how I knew he was doing drugs, because that's when niggas go running off and hiding when they trying to do drugs. Bro, Tony fucked around and came back to the room, and I just told him, bro. I said, "Folk, you got to go take a shower, bro. And you got to really scrub. When you get in there, you got to do it the right way." I said, "Bro, you fucking..."
You know what I'm saying? Get in between them ass cheeks too, nigga. Yes. Scrub. You know what I'm saying? Get real. Just get right up in there. Get in that ass crack, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker stay too. And the balls. Don't forget the balls, nigga.
Stink, bro. You smell like you shitted on yourself, bro. So he started laughing to me, "Man, you know a nigga was eating them beans or whatever." I said, "No, Tony, you stink, bro. Like it smelled like that stink, bro." You know what I'm saying? So he grabbed all his stuff, talking about he about to hit the shower. He asked me to use my shower shoes. I'm like, "Go ahead, bro. You go ahead, use them." And bro, when he gathered all his stuff out the box and sat back and kicked his shoes off, oh my goodness. Bro, it stank so bad. This man's feet looked like he dipped it in a chocolate factory, and it smelled disgusting. I was like, Tony. So he looked, I'm like, bro, what the feezy? So he looked down at his feet. He's like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, there's doodle on your feet. So he did like this. He like wiped at his feet a little bit and did like this. That nigga said, woohoo. So I said, bro, what the hell, bro? Get out of here, bro. So he like, that fuck nigga tried me. So he jumps up and runs to the door. 1 feet on, 1 feet off. One shoe on, one shoe off, bro. It's like a footprint with this shit on the floor. And he make it to the door, but they had done been walking, bro, off already.
But see, this nigga, he a fake demon, nigga. Cause how you not feel that in your shoe, bruh? Nigga, I'm on you, nigga. You know, I know damn well you felt that shit in your shoe before C-Bill even said nothing, nigga. So stop acting like a fake demon.
And he just spazzed, cussed at the fool, bro. I left out that room so fast, the shit stank so bad. So this man done been getting into it with Tony, and I don't know what they had going on. I ain't never had a nigga, I ain't never had a nigga get mad at me enough to finesse me out my boots just to do what he did. And but the man took a shit in Tony boots.
Bruh, but still, bruh, like, nah, cause again, Tony, bruh, there's no way, nigga, if I feel even a piece of hair in my shoe, nigga, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'ma look. So there's no way in fuck, not, nigga, first off, nigga, there's no way you didn't feel that shit. Literally, there's no way you didn't feel it. And two, there's no way you didn't smell it. So no, bro, Tony, I'm on you, bro. You a fake demon, bro. Nah, nigga. You knew good and well that there was shit in your boots, and you know what I'm saying?
But for real, bro, Tony was so mad, bro. Tony sitting there talking about, I got to send these socks out the laundry. I said, no, you need to send them to the trash can. Throw them socks away. Ain't no damn laundry. That's over with, bro. Tony told me, I'm going to kill that nigga when I see him. I'm going to kill that nigga when I see him. Now, did he ever see him after that? I don't know. Y'all might got to wait and find out. It's your boy.
Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, we gonna go and wrap up to this video. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, every single sub. It's greatly appreciated. And until next time. Peace.